Hi, everybody. It's Michael Liveres from JurisQ, a legal network where we bring you different attorneys in different areas of law to discuss various frequently asked questions on their practice areas. And today we have with us Alla Kurolapnik, a divorce attorney. Alla, we'll welcome you back.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And Alla, we discuss different aspects of divorces, child custody, visitation. We're going to talk about all that. But a very important concern that people have in a divorce proceeding is confidentiality of what is happening at a divorce proceeding and also the records. Because, look, sometimes there are a lot of salacious details that come out during a divorce. A lot of financial information comes out that all plays a role in a divorce. I want to talk to you about, because you are a big proponent of mediation, how privacy and confidentiality considerations differ in a regular divorce and mediation.
So as a mediator, I make sure to include in my agreements to mediate a confidentiality clause, which means that I am bound by the laws of confidentiality from disclosing any information concerning the mediation of that particular case.
Right.
Furthermore, it's, while not typical, I shouldn't say that. It all depends on the parties, and it all depends on the notoriety of the divorce. And if there's a celebrity aspect to a divorce, there's a financial, concern, about people's employment and businesses, then I often recommend, and we often include in our separation agreements, a clause concerning confidentiality. And that kind of binds both parties from disclosing any details or facts about the divorce case. The same thing really applies in litigation in a court of law. The parties can agree to a confidentiality clause. And if there's no agreement, again, it's the same concept. You argue your case in front of a judge, you explain to the court why confidentiality is necessary, and the judge ultimately makes a decision concerning about a confidentiality clause in the ultimate judgment of divorce. But by its nature, just so you know, divorce records are protected in the sense that I couldn't get a copy of your divorce records unless you authorize me to do that. So they're not open to the public. They're not, you can't just come in and say, I want to see a copy of Michael's divorce, right?
What about other attorneys? Can other attorneys that are not involved in the case look at your divorce papers, or it's completely?
No, the permission you have to give permission, which is called an authorization to you, and you would say in the authorization that I'm retained by so and so, I represent him or her, and this individual gave me the authority to request copies of the judgment of divorce. But without the actual party's permission, divorce documents are not open to the public in the courthouse.
Very good. Alla, is to build on what you were saying, you and I discussed previously, we digested divorce cases of various celebrities, and it all plays out in the media, page 6 of New York Post. And we talked about how mediation could have possibly built or enhanced the privacy of the proceeding. And we talked about how when you go to a regular divorce, you go into a courthouse, even though it may be a closed courtroom, you're still in front of a judge, there are other attorneys there are law clerks. You may feel a little bit intimidated being in the courthouse, especially if you're not used to that setting. And also some details may leak out. And also just the whole point, the whole process of going to the court, going up those steps, it's a public act. You're going up the steps of a courthouse. Whereas in the mediation, right, where does mediation take place? Not in the court.
Right. Well, it can. I mean, certainly, like if you're going through the court ordered mediation, when we spoke about, you and I spoke about that in one of our previous sessions, the mediation programs through the court, those can take place in the courthouse, or they take
What
place
about the ones you
virtually.
initiate with the other attorney?
Those generally take place in my office, or they take place virtually.
Perfect.
I mean, after the pandemic, a lot of people have a preference, and it's a time saver, definitely, for everyone to be able to appear virtually at these sort of sessions.
Oh, that's
so they can take
really,
place
that's very
any which way.
convenient. That's great. And now, before the session, you're not going to alert the media, right?
The mediator, definitely not. I mean, I'm bound by the laws of confidentiality. But have I seen other attorneys? I don't think I've seen attorneys contact the media, but if the media contacts them, depending upon the authority that their client gives them, I can see them making a statement to the press.
I see. But I think that it should be the decision of a client. If they want to keep their divorce private, then that's how the attorney should honor that. And I'm happy that in the mediation process, you are afforded more privacy. And look, you don't have to be a celebrity to be worried about your privacy. If you're just a regular individual, you still, I think, would want to have some things or most things kept confidential. So
Of
I'm
course,
glad that in mediation,
there's a number of issues that look, getting divorced touches upon some of the most personal aspects of your life. It touches upon your fidelity to your spouse. It touches upon your child rearing abilities. It touches upon trust. It touches upon your estate, so to speak, that you build up over the course of the marriage. It touches upon very, very sensitive topics. So it can be very, touchy and upsetting, and it can be very difficult to speak about, some of these issues. And they may come back and, I've had cases where, certain allegations were made in public in court about a parent, and the next thing you know, child, ACS or the Administration for Children's Services is being called in to question a parent. And so
that's a traumatic
sensitive.
experience for everybody.
Of course, for everyone, including the children.
Absolutely. Okay, Alla, thank you so much for another great session. Very educational, very interesting as always. We appreciate your time because you're here to educate the public. And this is what we do here. We do these seminars to answer frequently asked questions that come up in a practice area of an attorney. In this case, divorce law with mediation through Alla Kurolapnik. And we're going to have you back shortly for another great session. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael.